Welcome to Hotel Galactic, a cozy management and building sim with a hand-painted art style that looks like it leapt right out of a classic anime film. Early access is already live and the game's world is brought to life with fully hand-painted visuals. No AI, no generic assets, just genuine artistry and care in every frame. So join me as I build, manage, and breathe life back into this dreamy intergalactic hotel. Also, thank you Hotel Galactic for sponsoring this video. Wishlist or play the stunning hand-painted cozy management game Hotel Galactic today. And without further ado, let's begin. So this is where our hotel is located, and as you can see, it's pretty run down. There's like a lot of cobwebs and trash on the floor, and we'll need to do a lot of cleaning. Also, in this game, I have the power to drag and drop the people here. So this guy, as you can see, needs our help because he's currently stuck here and can't really move towards the island. So I drag and drop this guy to the island, and now we save his life. Let's go. Okay, so now it's time to start cleaning. It's pretty simple, really. My job is to locate where the trash is and order the workers to do the cleaning for me. All I really do is just, order them around, like cleaning up the trash. And after that's done, I'll just wait for them to finish their job so we can proceed to the next operation. For the next task, I had to repair the reception desk. This is where we're gonna be welcoming our guests, so yeah, we'll need to do that. And look at these guys. Good thing there's already materials at the storage area, so we don't need to gather some. And immediately after putting all the materials, they have repaired the reception desk. And with the help of Gustav right here, I don't know, I think he's a magician or something. Anyways, he just struck his staff on the ground and boom, magic happened. So everything suddenly got fixed. Well, not everything, but that's something we'll need to fix ourselves later on. On the right of the hotel, it's actually full of resources like rocks and trees. So we won't have any problem gathering stuff like wood and rock for, crafting materials or making rooms and such. And of course, before these guys can work, I gotta let them wear some equipments. So I gave them some makeshift pickaxe and axe so they can start gathering the resource that we need for our future endeavors. Once the equipments have been equipped, they started chopping down trees and mining rocks, and now we have some resources to work with. After gathering a bunch of resources, I can now start building areas in the hotel. I can make myself some guest rooms so we can start accepting some guests. We can place it wherever we want. I mean, as long as it's accessible. So yeah. For the resources, the trees will just grow again. But for the rocks, I don't see it appearing again. So the rocks are limited and the trees pretty much unlimited. So I don't know where we can find more rocks after using all of them. And oh, looky. So the first guest room is already done. So now we gotta make some furnitures. We can't really make any furnitures right now, so one of the workers asked me if I could repair the port. This way, some ships will drop by and they can sell us some goods. And one of the goods that we would want would be a crafting station. So I had them repair the port. And once that was done, immediately a merchant ship visited the establishment. So now we can interact with these guys. And this is the thing that we want the most. The crafting station. They also have other goods that we can purchase, but I'm not really sure how useful they are for now. Anyways, back to our original goal. We wanted a crafting station so we can start crafting some furnitures. Since I have extra money, I also bought the other things that were on sale. So this little box, once you unpack it, it will turn into this. So this is the crafting station. We just need one of our workers to unpack it and we can start crafting stuff. And just like that, we have a crafting station. Let's go. So using the crafting station, we can now make a guest bed, a chair, and a lamp. I think we need all three in order for our room to work out, so yeah. And once my worker was done crafting, all I really needed to do now was just unpack it and put it all inside the room. I swear, one of my weaknesses is I'm really bad at designing. So I think it's good enough. That room is nice enough. I would sleep there. The next thing was I had a quest to make a different kind of room. So we'll be making ourselves a dining room. So we can serve guests here food. I like how fast the workers are building it, because now we have ourselves our dining room. But we can't really serve any guests if our kitchen looks like this. So I started repairing everything that the kitchen had that was broken. It's not everything, so there's still a lot of stuff that we can make use of, so that's pretty good. Also, we needed to craft a table and a waiter platform before our dining room could function. Also, take a look at the damage I've done to all the resources available. I've been cutting and mining some rocks like most of the time, so all the resources here are kind of gone. But the trees grow, so that's fine. The rocks are the problem. And with the table and the waiter platform done, we now have a single table for our guests in the future. We only have our one room anyway, so I think that's fine. Yeah, let's go. Also, one of the workers were nice enough to give us something. So this bag enables the workers to gather more items than just picking them up one by one to like transport to our storage. So I'll equip this to one of my gatherers. There's also this shrine here at the far right side of the hotel. I had no idea, honestly, how to solve this puzzle, so I mostly just ignored it for a while. Next, I then went to the kitchen because I need to craft a recipe or ingredient for food that will be serving at our dining area. So I just randomly like placed some fruits and then chopped them up and then boiled them and then, you know, whatever. I feel like my creation would be pretty good. There's pasta and there's two types of fruit inside of there. The end result is we have a boiled Russell pasta that costs like 26 gold. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good looking food. Also, Gustav wanted to try out if our restaurant or our dining area is functioning. So he volunteered to be one of like the customers. So first, they will have their order. We'll have someone take their order. Afterwards, they will bring it to the kitchen where then the chef will cook it up. So this guy is both the server and the chef. So he will now start cooking. So it took him a while. I don't know where he went. But anyways, we have our food here. He's preparing them now. And once done, he will put it in this area where now we can have the servers take the food to serve to the customers. And as you can see here, the recipe that I came up with was pretty good. Look at this guy. He's very satisfied with what he's eating. And with all the preparations done, it's now time to open the hotel. And already we have a visitor. So this is Pouncipaw, and she'll work as a shuttle that will bring in guests and also drive them home safely. So she'll be visiting this place twice a day, in the morning and in the night, to pick up the guests and also to deliver the guests. Anyways, here are our first two guests. So we have these two little anteater looking guys. So all we really need to do once they're in the establishment is to drag them to our room, and yeah, they will stay there. But if there's only like one room available, then the other guests that wanted to stay here will just go away because, you know, there's only one room. So yeah, bye. He'll go back to the shuttle and, you know, Miss Bouncy Paw will, I guess, drive him home. So this guy will be our first customer in our dining room. And honestly, I hope he is enjoying the recipe that I have made. He's sure is munching it though, so I am pretty sure he's enjoying it. Also, this lovely guest of ours asked me if I know something about a Pington radio. Since I didn't, he gave me a recipe on how to craft one. So I of course crafted it after learning the recipe because customer satisfaction is one of our priority. I did not really know where to place this thing, so I decided to just place it inside the room where our guest is. Honestly, I couldn't really enjoy the radio because the moment like I place it, it's already like morning. And it's already time for him to check out. He only stayed for like 1 day. He gave us like 4 stars. That's awesome. Let's go. So each time a guest leaves the place, of course, the room will get dirty. So each time we'll need to clean up the trash they left and also clean the bed sheets that they slept on. I just need to be mindful that I need to look at their rooms, so in order to spot like all the dirts or trash that remains, so that our next guest would have a wonderful experience having a clean room and such. There's actually some blockage at the laundry area, so I had Maclo right here destroy it so we can start washing some bed sheets. So now we can change the sheet of the bed. Anyways, nighttime arrived again and we have more guests coming in. I really need to expand the guest rooms because I only have one right now. I can only take care of one. This icon you see above the guest's head, it means they want to stay for 2 days because there's like number 2. The one previously only had 1, so it was like 1 night. I then added another guest room, but since we're lacking materials right now, I can only make a bed and a chair for it. I don't have any more light bulbs to make a lamp, so it's gonna be a dark place in that single room. But I thought to myself, 2 isn't enough. Maybe I can handle 3 now. So I added yet another guest room, just below the one I am building right now. Similar to the other one, I'll only be putting a bed and a chair on it. I really need another recipe for another type of lamp because the lamp that we have right now requires a light bulb, which I don't have. Aha! The next night, we actually had 3 visitors coming, but I only had 2 rooms available. So sad because one of the rooms is already occupied with a guy that wants to stay for like 2 days. So, should I expand more guest rooms? I don't know if I can handle that much yet. Also, I totally forgot to make more tables in my dining area. There's only room for 2 right now and we have a total of 3 guests right now. So I crafted another table. I'm not really sure when I learned this, but I have a recipe for a big lava lamp. And I think I'll be placing these in the rooms, so at the very least they have some light on them. Also, I totally did not notice, but the dining area actually gets dirty really fast. So each time someone dines here, they'll get this dirty and I have to have my housekeeper clean it up. I don't want my guests thinking that we're a filthy hotel, so yeah, we better clean everything up. There's this one thing I totally forgot that I should have done from the start. It was to build like a restroom. I noticed there was actually no restroom in this place. I don't even know where they do their business. Probably just outside in the grass. So as a proper hotel, we'll need ourselves a restroom. I just made it in the first floor, but maybe I should expand this as well on the second floor so the people at the second floor would have a hard time doing their business. I also crafted a bunch of stuff for the restroom, basically just a toilet and a washing area. And with this, we now have a functioning toilet. And honestly, after putting it down, a lot of people are already using it. I guess they really wanted to go, but since there was no toilet available, they couldn't. But now they can. I then added another guest room, so now we can have a total of like 4 guests. And yeah, I was prepared to house all the guests that were coming here. We have 3 visitors and 3 available rooms. You are all welcome in this establishment. Anyways, on day 6, we had a quest to wait for the merchant. We have a research room that needs fixing and only the merchant has the materials in order for us to repair it. We'll need pipes for this room and they have it. And so I started repairing the place so we can start researching stuff. So researching this game basically unlocks a lot of new recipes or some passive abilities for our characters. There's also this thing called gels. And how we get gels is if we have visitors and they eat or when they check out, we will obtain those gels in order to research stuff. So as you can see here, after someone is done eating, we suddenly got some blue gels. So every race has a different type of gel that they give. So for these anteater looking guys, they give the blue gels. Also in day 6, we were visited by a ship that can, I guess, give us some people to recruit as employees. The stats for these guys are, I guess, totally random, but you can check before you hire them. So right now, I need a lot of house staff that can clean stuff and gather stuff. So yeah, I hired 2 people that are good for housekeeping. We need the extra hand and they're not really that expensive to hire, so sadly I can only hire 2 as I only had like 2 unoccupied bed in the hotel for these guys. So we'll need to start crafting for staff rooms if we want more staffs in the hotel. I then had this totally random event. Like, some shady people visited the hotel. I have no idea who these guys are. But this guy just said he is just here to deliver a message. So basically they warned us that we can't just open a business wherever we like. And they want us to shut down this establishment immediately or else they'll do something. Gustav didn't want to comply, so yeah, they destroyed our elevator. That random guest just standing there. And they left just like that. Okay, amazing. Anyways, let's forget about those guys and just repair the elevator and resume our activities in the hotel. And look at this. On the 6th night, we have a pretty different guest. So they look like dinosaurs. I'm not really sure what race these things are, but they are going to be the one that will give us the green gels. Currently, the little ones give us like the blue gel, and we'll need the green gel in order to further research more stuff at our research area. I don't know what it is with the Pington radio, but everyone just danced to it. They like it so much. I feel like I shouldn't have placed it inside one of the guest room because everyone else just decides to like go in and dance to the music even if it's not their room, but maybe they're friends, so it's fine. Currently, there's an ongoing event. If you notice, there are things just flying in the sky. It's actually a meteorite event. And there are also a bunch of space wrecks that drop towards where my resources are. So these things we can mine for, I guess, meteorites, like metal scraps or something. Like fragments from the broken space wrecks. So yeah, that's pretty useful. There is actually so many things that we can research. And I don't know where to start. But for now, I need to locate where the part where there's like a staff room to research. That's where I should be starting. The next day, the merchant then paid us a visit. There are a couple of crates here that has like 0 price on their tag called Nappy Bear. I have no idea what this thing was, but I bought it since it was free. They can just like stay at my port or something until I need them one day. And looking at my resource area, I really need to work on making more storages because these guys aren't picking up things anymore because I have been lacking in storage to place the items on the ground. There are also a lot of new types of furnitures that I can craft to decorate my hotel. But right now, my main focus, honestly, is to store all the things that I'm on the floor. So we will have to make a bunch of storage crates. So far, the hotel is actually doing pretty well. We have so many guests, but so little room to accommodate all of them. I don't really have enough room to keep accommodating them, especially if there are people who want to stay more than like one night. So every day there are more guests coming in trying to get into the hotel, but we just don't have any more room. And I don't think I can handle that many guests. So I'll keep it around 5 rooms for now. Looking at my research table again, it seems I'm very close to researching the staff room. All I really need now are those anteater animal visitors. And once we have those, we can start researching the staff room and continue with our quest. Also, we can hire more staff with more beds. I eventually unlocked the ability to make an artisan station, and with this station, I can now make stuff like a makeshift pickaxe, axe, and a hammer. So you already know that the pickaxe, mines stones, and the axe is for the trees. For the hammer, it's actually to help increase the speed of construction and repairs. Anyways, I added another bathroom to the second floor because I noticed everyone was struggling to use the elevator because there's so many people like making use of it. So I made a second bathroom on top so the guests at the second floor won't have trouble going inside. Look at my current storage system. I'm stacking up a lot of boxes on top of each other, and I think it's a bad idea because I think the little guys can't reach the top part. So I decided instead to just make use of the remainder of the spaces here. Or maybe there are better versions of the storage later on once we unlock it with research. It's already day 11 and finally I had one of those little guy visitors. So yeah, we can finally get some blue gel. I really need one, or I need 50 I believe, so I can start researching staff rooms. The disappointment that I have each time I don't really have that much little guy visitors is a lot because I really need to have these guys in my hotel because I need the blue gels for research. Day 14, the merchant visited again. Actually, the merchant visits once every week. And I usually buy the stuff that are on sale even if I don't need them. Because maybe in the future, we will need them. I'll probably have use for them once we've unlocked more structures at the research center. After I was done researching about the staff room, I then had a new quest by Tokyok right here. And this time, he wants me to build a taxi pad. And with a taxi pad, the guests can leave by themselves, or we can also tell them to leave and they'll just ride a taxi. No need to wait for the shuttle, they can just go whenever they want. So yeah, we need that taxi pad. But we're lacking in the blue gels again, so we can't really research this yet. Also, I have to research the previous one before I can start researching the taxi pad. One of our guests also asked us to make a certain bench and fountain outside the hotel. So he gave me a recipe for those, and all I need to do is just craft it and place it outside. So after some of my guests has left the vicinity, I now had enough gel to research the thing that is like before the taxi pad. So we have the blade processor here, and with this we can process some planks and marbles. Also stone slabs, I think. I also had a visit with the recruitment guy, but I did not have any bed right now. I wish I have crafted some, but yeah, I forgot. So I immediately crafted 2 of them. I hope I can make it in time. The room is kinda cramped right now, but sadly it was already nighttime when I finished, and yeah, they left already. So we'll have to wait another week for us to hire like 2 new workers for our hotel. So regarding this Melody Stone puzzle that I ignored, I have no idea how I can solve this. I guess this is the thing here that says where water waits, memory steers. From sprout to flame. I have no idea how I can, properly solve this puzzle. So yeah, again, I will ignore it for now. I then crafted myself the harmony bench and the harmony fountain that one of the guests wanted me to make and place outside. I just placed them near the shrine with the puzzle because it looks nice there. Look, isn't it nice? The benches and the fountain. Anyways, after doing that, Mako then approached me and talked to me regarding this place called Satori Island. We can actually try and pull this island closer so it can connect with our hotel. So on that island, there are a bunch of stuff. Specifically, farming is the key point here. But we need to figure out a way how we can, hook the island towards where our hotel is. And that's where we'll have to wait for Pouncy Paw. And there she is. So I told Pouncy Paw the situation, and she told me I'm crazy for thinking we can move an entire island. But anyway, she knows the guy, so she's gonna ask that guy. For the taxi driver that's gonna be handling our guests, it will be Felicia right here. While Pouncy Paws is not here to drive the guests, she will be responsible for the guests that are leaving the establishment for now. I then researched about upgrades on our tools, so now we can make iron tools like the iron version of the pickaxe, hammer, and the axe. Also, we can now make a sickle so we can harvest some plants on the ground. Oh, and yeah, a knapsack so people can gather more stuff when they're gathering. They no longer need to just carry one by one. The next day, Pouncy Paws finally have some news for us. She got this blueprint for a grappling machine, and we'll need to craft about 3 of them and have 3 workers handle them. Then we can drag an island towards where our hotel is. But I was currently lacking in a rope, so I made myself a loom. And with this, we can actually craft cloth, rope, and outfits for our staffs. So if they have their designated outfit for a designated work, it will boost their job's performance. So I plan to make them clothes. You remember what I said about the Pington radio situation? I really need to move it because look how everyone is just stacking up here to party in this one room. So I should put it on the lobby or something. And finally, one of the day that I've been waiting for. We can now hire new workers in our hotel. So I hired 2 of them. That is good for social and housekeeping. I also researched regarding mailboxes, and I have repaired this pipe here where we can get mails from random areas of the universe or galaxy. So yeah, we have connections with other people from other galaxies now. Let's go. Right now, I started working on crafting the island catchers, but I'm lacking in a lot of metal. So I had Toyok right here mine a bunch of meteorites and other metal scraps that crash landed to our resource area. And hopefully we'll get enough metal from all of these. And once I had enough material, I had 1 worker work on it. And once we have crafted all 3, we just need to place one of the stations at the tip or at the edge of the island, that we can start shooting those island catchers to the island. By edge, I mean this edge. So I just need to craft that thing and we can start hooking on the island. So the next day, it was time to gather all the people with the island catcher and it's time for them to hook an island. And wow, it was that easy. So now we hook the island to our island. Let's go. We just need to make a bridge now. So making this bridge is a priority right now so we can cross to the other side and start farming. Also exploring whatever is in the island. I can't really view it right now because we don't have a bridge. And after the bridge was fixed, now I can see that there's like an old house here that's broken down and needs repair. So we gotta do a lot of cleaning on this side of the island. I of course immediately ordered a bunch of my workers to clean the rubble, to repair stuff. Not really, I can't yet, but we'll eventually get to that. All I needed to do was wait for Sparn to get here. Then he will give me another quest to repair and clean up the farm area. And we can now start repairing the stuff that is here. So I got my workers working on it. And as you can see, it's already pretty clean. Just needs more repair and more weeding out and we should be done. Also, one of the weeds that we tried to pull was actually a living being. So here we have Ayaka right here. It's a radish? I don't know. Anyway, she will be the one responsible for teaching us how to farm. But first, we gotta clear out the plot or the farming areas. And once that was done, I started ordering my workers to, farm some willow grapes for me. And look at this. We have a new visitor. So it's the same race as Tokyok. So this is now, and it'll provide us with red gels that is also used for researching. So yeah, I'm so glad to have a new type of race coming to our hotel. Also, we have the guys work on the farm now, and look, they're planting. They just throw the seed inside one of the farm thingies, and I don't know what they're doing. I guess they're doing something. And all that's left now is to water the plants. I don't think I have any watering cans, so yeah, we gotta figure that thing out. But actually, after farming all the seeds, Ayaka provided us with an old rusty watering can. I still tried my best from time to time to solve the melody puzzle. Basically, I'm just guessing each time, just trying to do like a different sequence or something. Maybe it would work out, but it did not. So I finally unlocked the research for elevators. So now I can make a third floor. And I really want to expand my sleeping quarters so I can hire more staff. So that was the plan I had here for the third floor. I still don't think I should add more guests because I already am having trouble with like 6 rooms at the moment. I'm not entirely sure if there's automation in the game, and by automation I mean like they would just detect where to clean without me telling them clean the table, clean the floor. I want them to do it themselves, not that I have to click and point each time if there's like a mess on the ground. So maybe we'll unlock that in the future, I think. For the plants, look at this. It's already grown this big. I'm not sure when it will bloom, but yeah, pretty exciting. I decided to make another elevator, but I kinda did an oopsies here. Because when I made this, I made it into like a 2-floor high. meaning it's not two elevators connecting to each other, but one singular long elevator. And I can't really deconstruct this because I haven't researched that yet, and it will take a while before I can research on how to deconstruct stuff that I have already built. So yeah, that's like a very useless structure right there. We just gotta live that we have an elevator that's not working. So every day I have this one worker that always tends to the plants. And as you can see, it keeps growing every day. I also moved the sleeping quarters to the third floor because the first floor was packed with beds. So I decided to move most of them on the third floor. And that's it for this video. There's still so much more to explore in this game. So many furniture pieces I haven't even crafted yet. But for now, this is where I say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed your stay here. Also, a special thanks to the YouTube members of this channel. Your support truly means a lot. Bye now!